Yo, Jimmy and Danielle sent me, like...
A tuna can? Just kidding.
These are
that?
Sprinkles.
Oh!
And they sent me ice cream for, like, what? Happy Mother's Day, whatever.
Oh my God,
and I'm putting
Jenny's.
sprinkles in there, and it's Jenny's ice cream. It is so good.
Wait, that's really cute.
Isn't that so cute?
Yeah, we love ice cream. I love ice cream.
Who doesn't? It's summertime.
Girl!
Ooh.
It is. I went to a PTA meeting. Okay.
Oh, I spilled sprinkles everywhere. Okay, keep going, sorry.
I went to a PTA meeting this week, and it was not because I'm a parent.
Oh.
So, it was so the parents could be like, this is Miss and I was like, hello, it's June.
This is the first time they
nice to meet
you.
Yeah.
And there's like 3 weeks left of school.
It's, you know what, it's all fine. We're all scared.
That's
and I basically was like, hey, I've already talked to a lot of you already, but hello, this is me.
But I want to let you know that I'm real and I'm here.
I'm a real person. But it was like right when I normally have dinner, and I was like, I didn't like plan my life out well, which has definitely been the trend this week. And then my dinner was ice cream that night.
Wow.
That's the moral of the story. Because I'm an adult.
Wow. Well,
yeah.
I'm happy that you got up from your nap, that it's 9 p.m. for you, and you're willing to do this, so just thanks for not sleeping the whole night.
Yeah, not all heroes wear capes. Not all people set an alarm when they nap. I'm both.
Wow.
So...
You're my sleepy hero.
That's me.
Sisters who've seen it. We are the sisters who've seen it. Sisters, shooby-dooby-doo-wop. Sisters, shooby-dooby-doo-wop. Sisters. Sisters who've seen it.
Hello.
Hello there.
Hello, everyone.
Hi. He had a really weird voice where it was a combination of a lisp, but also he had a lot of nose going on.
Ooh, Bridge, that's A+.
Is it?
I like that one.
And then Tommy Pickles was in the movie. It was Dottie.
Wait.
Yep.
Hold on. What? You can't just whip out fun facts like this. Oh my God, it's so soon. There's so much. Oh my God. Put a pin in that. I need a conversation about that later. Listeners, I'm going to introduce ourselves, because we're not Tommy Pickles or Pee-wee Herman. But we are the Sisters Who've Seen It, the podcast where two sisters who are not movie critics look back on some of our favorites throughout the years through a psychological, ethical, and familial lens. I'm Katie.
I'm Bridget.
Francis! It wasn't really that much of a list, but I can't think of any other quotes. I know there's so many.
You tell them Large Marge sent you.
Oh my God. Wait, and I need to do an official apology to every listener who listened to the last episode.
Where was Bertha?
I called her Big Bertha, which I'm pretty sure was the name of like a children's carnival game where you throw balls into the mouth of a lady and her stomach gets bigger. I'm so sorry, Large Marge.
Yeah.
That I gave you the wrong name.
I was waiting for Bertha the whole time. I was like, Katie said there's Bertha. Where's Bertha?
Like, where's this Bertha lady? And Bridge, what's our movie this week?
The 1985, directed by Tim Burton, music by Danny Elfman.
Classic.
Pee-wee Herman's Big Adventure. I spilled more sprinkles. Oh my God.
Also, Herman's not in the title, so that's...
Sorry. Can
okay.
you say the movie?
Okay, let's try that again. It's Pee-wee's Big Adventure. P-wee. Wee is not capitalized. That makes me mad. Apostrophe S, Big Adventure. This movie was an hour and a half. It was amazing.
You really thought it was amazing?
It was amazing. It was an hour and a half.
Oh, I thought, okay.
That's what I just said. It was an hour and a half. It was amazing.
But are you saying it was amazing because it was an hour and a half?
Yes.
Or it was just amazing in general?
No.
Okay,
It was
thank
amazing
you.
because it was an hour and a half.
Okay, I think I'm following. This was also a listener pick from Ryan.
Oh, yes, Ryan.
Ryan, I mean, I would have never watched this one, so big thanks recommending it.
Ryan, do you wear a matching suit and bow tie?
My God.
And if so, you want to talk about it?
They're looking at this movie years later. There's like a lot going on.
So wait, I have a question.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening.
Okay, and neither of us may know the answer, because I don't think we're big Pee-wee fans.
Yeah.
But he had a show. Was that before the movie, or was it after?
I believe it was before.
That makes more sense.
Like in the 70s.
Oh.
Let's see when his show came out.
70.
No. 1981 was when his show came out. So people knew who he was. And
so that was Pee-wee's Playhouse was the show. Wow, it has an 8.1 out of 10. Jesus, people.
Good God.
Oh,
wait. So there's another show. There's the Pee-wee Herman show, 1981, and then there's Pee-wee's Playhouse that was from 1986 to 90, post this movie.
There's a lot of Pee-wee things happening.
I think the only way to get through this is to get going. I had a phrase
Bridge,
and it left me. I'm sorry.
Unfortunately, or fortunately for me, it is your turn to do the synopsis. So good luck with that.
Childlike Pee-wee loses his vintage bicycle and embarks on a cross-country adventure to get it back.
That is very... Yep, that's
it.
the movie.
That's the pitch.
That's the movie.
Warner Brothers,
All
that's
done.
the pitch. First of all, Pee-wee is, Kate, how would you psychologically diagnose him and his behaviors? What is the term for whatever
unhinged.
he is? Okay, we're gonna have a pros and cons column. Okay, pros.
Yeah.
Amazing house. The decor.
He's
the
a dog
inventions.
owner.
He likes dogs. He's got like the coolest. He's a maximalist. We're digging it. He seems to make friends with everybody. Okay,
Yeah.
he meets a lot of different people.
That's true.
And ultimately, he has simple pleasures. He's not asking for too much. He just really wants to just ride his bike and be left alone. The cons, Kate.
Oh.
I had a hard time the first 30 minutes of this movie.
Oh my God, me too. I was like, please, something else happened besides Pee-wee giggling every 5 seconds.
His voice
please.
to talk like this and I cannot. It was so painful. Ryan, I don't know if you remember this part. It was so painful just watching him do stuff. And I was reading about how people thought of him like Jim Carrey, like laughing. Like,
what?
Like, cause like Jim Carrey goes to the extreme and Pee-wee Herman like went to the extreme with his character. So basically you watch his like weird antics, but his personality is a lot. And you quickly learn he's obsessed with his bike.
Yeah.
Everyone knows of him because of this bike, but his like, nemesis wants it and ultimately steals it. In stealing it, Pee-wee then is on a mission to find this bike, and it goes so extreme that we leave the state. We go and meet many trains, bikes, buses, historical monuments. I don't even know.
There's a bull riding scene. Yeah.
He rode a bull. I mean, things go absolutely insane, all to get back this bike, which he ultimately does, and then wins in the end because Warner Brothers decides to make a movie of his story. But with not him in it. And I kind of feel like that was a slight dig from Warner Brothers, as like a backup plan in case this movie flopped.
The fake movie could have been the real movie. Audiences were like, we're over this Pee-wee guy. Like, give us the hot Pee-wee.
But I don't think there's much to this plot, right? Like, so even though it's annoying, I don't have to think that hard. It's just kind of, what did I miss? I mean, there's this weird love interest, Dottie, who is Tommy Pickles.
First of all, that's amazing. Second of all, can we even call her a love interest? Because they're not like, I don't know.
I know, they're not. They're like friends.
They don't even hug, I don't think. It's
I know,
weird.
He basically doesn't even want to hang out with her.
He's like a jerk to her. I don't like it.
Yeah, so that's all you need to know for this movie, which is, it's basically just Pee-wee Herman. The first 30 minutes, it's very tough. And then afterwards, when you get on the adventure, then it's awesome.
Yeah, I felt like I liked him so much much more when he was interacting with other people. But when it was just him by himself, where literally every 3 seconds he's laughing at his own jokes, in quotation marks, I was like, uh-oh, this hurts me.
Horrible.
Help. Somebody help. Yeah. Okay, well, let's get into it. And, Bridge, I have a note here, because this was 80s, in the time when we used to do fun opening credits and stuff. So we're getting music. It's like, oh, it's Danny Elfman. Oh, it's Tim Burton, blah, blah. I saw a credit that Phil Hartman was a writer on this.
Yep.
What? Sir, Jingle All the Way reference.
There's a bunch of like SNL people sprinkled, like old school SNL people sprinkled throughout this, and it's such a bizarre like movie because he's such a divisive character, you know?
Yeah.
Like some people think he's funny, other people, I don't know, like he irked me.
That's why this whole beginning where he's just in his house and you're like, LOL, what a silly house. I'm like, that's fun, but I thought it would be like 1 minute, and then it was like 10.
It was 10 minutes.
Like, uh-oh.
And when you realize that Tim Burton directed it and Danny Elfman did the music, I don't know about you, but I heard like Beetlejuice. I heard intense music. Like Danny Elfman was like, I don't know what to do with this guy, but I will give you the score of a lifetime. Because the music in the beginning is so intense for the dumb shit he's doing about like... having a dream about winning the Tour de France with his bike.
Oh my god, that's a lot. And the whole time I was like, Pee-wee, where's your bike helmet, sir? But he never wears one. He does have a fire pole in his home, Bridge, which I was like, uh-oh,
Mia.
Princess Diaries. Not that. Princess Diaries and Pee-wee.
And here's okay, Kate. Some thoughts on Pee-wee. He wears blush, lipstick,
definitely like
powder, a ton of powder.
It was kind of like Carrie Elways and Saw, like aesthetic,
absolutely,
with the makeup.
On multiple occasions, he's dressing in drag. He's
That's
wearing
true.
high heels.
He does do that.
Do we think Pee-wee is perfect for Pride Month?
Ooh.
As, like, a potential gay icon?
I could see that.
But I don't know, because some people, like me, in the first half of this movie, wanted to kill him. So, I don't know if anybody wants that.
I don't know if people want that representation.
Something to think about. Well, because then in real life, then he has all the creepy stuff that happened. But when you see his face, you're just like, huh.
The creepy stuff that happened was he went to an adult theater and masturbated. But, like, there is no way he is the only man in the world who has done that.
Well...
because, like, what else do you do at those theaters?
I know, I agree, but he was arrested a couple years earlier for, like, loitering around these adult film theaters, and then he was arrested after the whole scandal because he had, like, tons of... He's, like, a collector of, like, fetish items, and had, like, an absurd amount. So when you think of that, you're like, there's a little pervert kind of vibe happening that I don't love.
Yeah, and it's like Pee-wee is not, I don't even know if he wants to date anyone, because he's like soups brewed to Dottie.
Well,
who is Tommy Pickle.
Oh my god.
Take a sip every time we reference it.
So you get through the Funhouse of Toys fire pole and the Rick Moranis inventions to make
literally
pancakes.
Rube Goldberg machines. I was like,
everywhere.
We gotta relax. Okay. But he does have a dog named Speckbridge.
Oh my god, he was so cute. Wait, I have this in my notes. Okay, you can edit out this name, Kate. Okay. But I'm gonna ask you right now. Do you remember our neighbor?
Honestly, no.
He was the older brother, but he fucking looks like Pee-wee Herman.
Oh no!
It is
not bow tie.
I literally was like,
what?
Holy shit! Oh my god! Here, I'm pulling up a picture.
That's a shame.
This is a picture of him now, so he's like all gray hair. But I want you to see it. Do you see it?
Oh my god! Yeah.
This was our neighbor. Our neighbor was Pee-wee Herman.
Wait, how did you find this person? Oh my god, that was quick sleuthing, Bridge.
I think because we have like probably LinkedIn connections. I don't know.
Whoa! Wow, that's crazy. I don't think I've ever met that person in my life.
Because you were younger.
I was 5.
Yeah, you were younger. But holy crap! There's like one point that I'm like, oh my god, this is our neighbor. But that means nothing to anybody else. Anywho.
Anyway, we get some product placement. There is a Mr. T cereal. What does it taste like? Where did we go? Where did we come from, Catman Joe? I don't know if we learn it. We don't. But I was so thankful when he finally walks out of the house and starts talking to other people instead of himself.
Wait.
And he goes to his neighbor and he's like, I'm gonna water the lawn now. And the guy's like, thanks for letting me know, Pee-wee. And I was like, man, everyone's really tolerant of Pee-wee, but okay, I guess that's gonna be the theme.
I do want to bring up two things. One, he weighed himself when he was 90 pounds.
Oh, God.
I think Pee-wee might have a disorder or problem.
He really didn't eat his breakfast.
He did not.
Yeah.
Also, there was a horoscope machine, and Pee-wee is a Pisces.
Wait, what the fuck? I blacked out? Like, I literally must have blacked out.
It's
with
like,
all the giggling.
Where
was that?
It was like this weird piano machine, and he would like press a button under Pisces, and then the fortune was like, do not leave your house today.
Oh. Wait, I want a horoscope machine or whatever.
I mean, Kate, I don't know. We have to find it.
Is it on Etsy? Oh, God.
Yeah, but I'm with you. I just, all of his laughing out loud, I thought, this is a horror movie. Like, he was like the Joker. Like,
you
think
make
about
it black and white, and did you see the Joker movie with Joaquin Phoenix?
Yeah.
I'm just picturing Pee-wee in that, like, scene where he's talking with Robert De Niro. I think it's Robert De Niro.
Yes.
And the guy's like, what is wrong with you? And he's just like very unhinged. And yeah, I could see it all now. But we meet Francis. And Francis is, if everybody already forgot, you will now not forget, because I will put this in your brain again. Francis was the same actor who played the older version of the kid in A League of Their Own, who was grown up, that used to always say, you're gonna lose. And that's a connection for you all.
Wow, you pulled that. Wow, that's a memory.
You're welcome. You'll use it for trivia one day.
Why did he have a weird voice, too? He was like, Pee-wee, it's my birthday and I want your bike. I'm like, why are you talking like this?
This conversation, I was like getting like triggered because I was like, oh no, this would be like some dumbass argument that like I have to mediate between like two kindergartners. Where they'd be like, I know you are, but what am I? And then I'd be like, kids, no, like, be nice to each other. And, you know, with kids, it is what it is, but with adult kids, not that fun, so.
I mean, he says, I know you are, but what am I? And he also says, that's my name, don't wear it out.
Don't wear it out. U times infinity.
Wow.
I did like the line where Francis is like, it's my birthday and my dad is gonna get me a present. And then Pee-wee's like, good for you and your father. And I was like, yeah, I like that. I like that sarcasm. Can we get more of that? More of that instead of the giggles? Can we replace 8 giggles with 1 sarcastic line, please? Please and thank you.
And then there was like Willy Wonka music. Pee-wee's eyes were like bloodshot. I was like, is Pee-wee on drugs? What's happening? Ryan, why are we watching this? And then it got so much better. Thank God.
He does bike tricks in the park. This is a very bike-friendly community, so like,
very
cool. I don't know where we're supposed to be, by the way.
I feel like it was like LA.
Oh.
But he got to Texas pretty quick, you know?
I know. That's why I was like, I don't know where we are. I mean, I guess it was like a warm weather place because there was like tropical plants. But he basically takes his bike and he goes to this like, what is that called? Like a mini mall?
Yep.
Or a strip mall?
Yeah, strip mall.
It's like all these stores next to each other, but like it's big walking outside area. So he changed his bike up with lots of chains. He attaches it to a clown. I'm a little upset how we thought we were away from scary clown things.
We weren't.
With Poltergeist.
We weren't.
And we absolutely are not.
They showed up again. It was awful.
They're back. But it's not a doll. It's a, I don't even know what this is.
It was like a advertisement, like animatronic.
What were we advertising? The clown shop? What?
I don't know, I hated it.
But he goes to a joke store, which I thought of hairspray, with Mr. Turnblad. It was not Christopher Walken, but we can imagine.
Oh my God.
Then he goes and talks to a preteen bike gang because they're also friends. Then he gets asked on a date by Dottie. What kind of morning is this?
Yo,
my God.
Pee-wee's life is nuts.
I don't know, but I want it to be like, Dottie, let's have a come to Jesus
We have to
moment.
talk.
Because I don't know if, like, you're just bored or what's going on, but just because someone's in front of your eyeballs doesn't mean you should ask them on a date.
It was very Love Actually. It was like, you like bikes? I like bikes.
God,
let's get
really
together.
Was. Yeah. And then Pee-wee's, like, makes a weird speech to Dottie about how he's, like, a loner. And I was like, honestly, Pee-wee, I appreciate that, because you should not date anyone, I think. So, yeah, that's good.
He goes, he said, Dottie, I'm a pretty weird guy. I'm a loner.
Well,
I'm a rebel. And in my mind, I was like, you're a pervert. I'm sorry. Sorry.
Bridget's in the back of the store yelling, "You're a pervert."
Oh my god. But the bike's gone, Kate. The bike is gone.
The clown is evil, and then he passes out. He passes out a lot in this movie, which
is quite dramatic.
And this kicks off, he's like, well, who the fuck took my bike? / where the fuck is my bike? And
wait, do you think he's passing out because he's not eating enough?
Probably.
Because, like, oof. All right, keep going, sorry.
There's like a subplot of Degrassi. I do love how he tries to go to the police, and they're all like, we
don't care about your bike.
And I was like, I do appreciate that realism, but okay. So then he is like, it's gotta be Francis. Gotta go to Francis. This is the scene I remember as a kid. No idea why, but the guy is like, Francis is in the bath. Except he's like not. He's in a swimming pool.
Hated it.
And it's like a giant indoor swimming pool. And as a kid, I just remember that being really awesome and being like, I want that.
I mean, it still seems awesome, but I can't tell, is it a pool or a bath? But thank God he had shorts on.
Oh my God, thank goodness.
I was not going to be happy if we were seeing him naked.
And again, as a kid, I was like, that's so fun. But now as an adult, when you watch the scene, I'm like, oh my God, Pee-wee, like, would be a really scary serial killer. Because he basically, like, sneaks into this mansion, locks the room, and then he's like, Bridget!
He tries to drown him!
He starts attacking him! I was like, wait, I'm uncomfortable. Oh, no,
I literally just kept writing, this is a horror movie. And then I just kept writing, the 80s were wild.
I mean, yeah.
Like, so opulent, just ridiculous.
This was like a Richie Rich situation where he was like a super rich adult child boy.
Crazy.
And I don't understand. But he's like, I didn't take your bike. And Pee-wee's like, you totes did, but what else? I don't have evidence. Deuces. Fine. Then Pee-wee holds, which this would be me, I think.
I feel like it really would, and I mean, Kate, I want you to know, if it's a 3-hour investigation, I'm calling it.
I would have everyone come down into a basement that's dimly lit. Nobody would know what's going on. And I would go through Exhibit A. And he literally gets up to like Exhibit like S or something crazy. It was so
long.
I was like, that is me.
And I gotta say, it was very creative. Like, first it was like, this is a picture of the bike. This is a picture of not the bike. This is the mall diorama of location. I was like, good God. He's like, this is the chain that was broken. I'm like, wow, very thorough, Pee-wee. Are we sure he's not? There's no diagnosis here? Are we sure? Okay. So
he's a dick to Dottie again, because she's like, I'll help Pee-wee. And he's like, fuck you, Dottie. Get off my back. And I'm like, Dottie, when will we take a hint?
She literally says, like, Pee-wee, why don't you get some fresh air? And he screams at her.
Yells at her.
Awful.
And I was like, I hate it.
Can you imagine Tommy Pickles? Tommy Pickles would have kicked Pee-wee Herman's ass.
Oh my God, Tommy Pickles would have shanked him with his like screwdriver toy from his diaper. Yeah, absolutely. We then get more into horror movie because now Pee-wee's walking down a dark alley in the rain and he's hissing at people. It's amazing. And then he goes to a psychic, which I was like, yes, please go to the psychic.
Well, and I thought typical Pisces, you know? Fortune teller.
Man. He's a fucking
water sign. Love it.
I love it. I always love a good psychic reference. I did appreciate how this was a psychic who was hustling.
She was hustling.
Okay.
She was not a real psychic. She was
not real. Madame Ruby.
A gangster.
She like sees a sign, and that's how she's like, your bike's at
she took his wallet
in the basement.
Yeah, she took his wallet, and then he like the bike. Once he heard her say the bike, he believed her. So then she just made up wherever it was, and across the street was like a bike or was like a car or something.
It was something where she came to the conclusion of saying your bike is in a basement at the Alamo.
Wow.
Which is like, it's fucking dusty there. I don't know.
Far away.
And he right away is like, I'm going. And then he starts to, which this is also a horror movie, he starts to hitchhike, which need I remind everyone, because you've heard it from me many times. This is how we get murdered by serial killers. It's hitchhiking. Don't do it.
Wow.
I hate it.
Yeah, so no one wants to pick him up because he looks like a weirdo.
Rightfully so.
With his little, like, what are those things? It's like the stick with the little cloth tied to the end of it. The
I don't know, but that's,
hitchhiker.
again, what I think every kid imagined. That's all you needed to run away was a tiny little sack
I was like,
that's hanging from a stick.
I was like, Pee-wee, you have every invention, but you don't have a suitcase or a backpack? Get out of here.
So I did appreciate, though, that when he does get picked up, it's not like a normal it's literally like a guy who's his own murderer. And I was like, you know what? That I appreciate. Because again, listener. Okay, I'm not going to go in the spiel again. But
all right. Well,
he gets picked up by Mickey.
Why would Mickey pick him up? Let's just think about it. I don't know if I believe
Mickey, I thought it was going to be because he needed an alibi. And he was like, this guy looks dumb. And if he tries to kill me, like, I could definitely kill him first. And I was like, well, with that reasoning, I understand. There is a cross-dressing situation that happens.
Wait.
Very convincing, by the way.
Incredible.
My God.
Okay, first of all, he definitely didn't have all those clothes in that little sack, as we talked about.
Unless Mickey did.
Wow.
Who knows?
Wow.
I'm not sure. Again, I appreciate that there is a hint of realism in this where they come to not a traffic stop, but it's like a cop stop, and they're like, we're looking for an escaped convict or whatever, and then he's cross-dressed and blah blah, and the cop is like, ma'am, get out of the car so I can take a look at you. And I was like, wait, this might be real. I hate it.
Hated that.
It's gross. I don't like it. Not a fan.
I was like, so the cop sexually harasses Pee-wee.
Yep.
And then I thought, why does Pee-wee... I guess Pee-wee just wants to keep going. So here's the thing about Pee-wee. No matter who you are, he's going to back you because he wants his bike. And he's friends with everybody, really. It's kind of amazing.
He is. And then he kind of gets real with Mickey. And he's like, so Mickey, what'd you do?
What'd you do?
I was like, oh God, you guys, this is a lot. Mickey at one point lets Pee-wee be the driver.
Not a good idea.
Not a good plan.
Not a good plan.
They fly off a cliff.
The scene though of
like
them driving,
parachute,
and the one sign has the curved road sign, and then the curved road sign just gets like curvier.
Oh my
and
God,
then
that's
the
so
next
funny.
sign is like it like going crazy, and he just falls off the cliff. I liked that kitschiness. I thought that was like pretty funny.
And then they just like parachute down, and then Mickey. Like
the convertible top to parachute down.
Oh my God. Mickey rightfully is like, all right, Pee-wee, I humored you for 10 minutes. That's a lot with you.
He's like,
you gotta go.
I gotta go. He dumps Pee-wee. Like Pee-wee dumped Dottie. Ouch.
He does. And then now Pee-wee's abandoned in the wilderness. And Bridge, this is where we get not Big Bertha, but Large Marge.
Wow.
Which, okay.
Yeah, what? It's happening.
It's not very story relevant. All right, let's just start with that.
Well, this is why I think maybe he has an eating disorder, because he like
what?
He's like not eating, right? We see his weight is 90 pounds. That is not good. He's fainting a lot, and now we see a ghost of a fat woman called Large Marge. I'm just saying.
I didn't think about it like that at all, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just thought it was weird how I'm like. This lady just picks this guy up, and he's like, so, how are you?
Oh, you sound just like him.
On this very night. And again, I was like, is this gonna be me?
That's gonna be you.
In the future. Like, when I'm like grandma age, and then people are gonna be like, so, how are you?
You will
and I'm
not.
just gonna launch into like made up ghost stories for no reason.
You will not be a random ghost in a truck. I don't think you're gonna drive trucks.
I hope
but
not.
I will say you will definitely be the lady that like just goes into a story. You'll be like, a podcast episode 872. We found out that Paul Newman was a cheater.
Oh my God.
On this very night.
So this scene apparently scarred lots of children. I
don't
do
get it.
remember it. I don't think it scared me a lot, but I remember it. And then now it was just like, okay, that's a weird use of claymation, but fine.
And I made a note. I was like, okay, the movie gets better here, right? It's like, okay. Now we're having fun.
Right, way more stuff that happens. He gets dropped off at a place. She goes, tell him Large Marge sent you. And then he literally walks in and goes, hey guys, Large Marge. And they're all like, what the F? And then that's where we find out it was a ghost.
Oh my god.
It has nothing to do with the plot, but LOL.
Wait, I have to attempt to do the waitress's voice.
Oh my god.
Pee-wee, don't you mind them. They're all just superstitious. How'd I do?
That was amazing. She literally sounded like she was on, like, what drug? Like, just a lot of weed?
Like no, like
brownies?
a horse tranquilizer. Like, she was like, honey. I'm like, what? Simone!
And
she
then
got better. She got better, but her voice in the beginning
did.
was, what?
I thought she was hitting on him, and I was like, we need to relax, because, like, Pee-wee's not that hot. Actually, he's not.
He's not hot at all.
It's weird. We can't call him a man-child and then have every female character hit on him.
I hate it.
That's not how
we hate that.
life works.
Women don't, no, not interested.
But she really wasn't. I think she was just, like, friendly, and then she is like, come watch the sunrise with me, Pee-wee.
I know, and she goes, I always had a hard time saying goodbye. Will you come watch the sunrise with me? And I thought, ew, are they gonna have, like, sex?
I did think they were gonna do some smoochies, but
Ew.
they didn't, and they were in a dinosaur, and then she's like, I want to go to Paris, and then Pee-wee makes, like, a motivational speech about, like, follow your dreams, Simone! Gotta do it!
He turns into Jack Black. He's like he literally just goes to town, self-confidence fairy.
Oh my god. It was, I don't know. It was nice, I guess. And then there's also a boyfriend of Simone's that she's like, oh yeah, and then I have a boyfriend.
Andy.
There he is. And Andy tries to kill Pee-wee, and then that's how Pee-wee moves on to his next adventure spot.
Oh my god.
Oh wait, there's a line he says that is really funny, because Simone's like, I want to go to Paris, but, and then Pee-wee goes, everyone I know has a big butt. Come on, Simone, let's talk about your big butt. And I was like, that's good. I like that. I like that one. Thank you. More jokes like that, please.
He jumps onto a moving train to get away from Andy, has another, like, fever dream, and wakes up to a man offering him a sardine.
Oh, this guy had a name. What was this? Did I write it down?
I don't know this man's name.
Oh, it's John, because I said John the hobo.
That's right.
Yep.
I laughed so hard at the scene. So John is singing, Pee-wee's singing, and then Pee-wee in an instant realizes, again, disorder, like spectrum, no, decides in a minute he absolutely hates his singing and jumps off a moving train. How many moments are we all in that we want to just jump out of a moving train the moment we hate a situation? I laughed so hard. I was like, that's the funniest thing ever.
It was also funny because I was like, Pee-wee, this is what you are like to other people. Like, you are John the hobo to other people. So, like, are we gonna learn?
Yeah.
I don't think he did, but fine.
And then the sign is like, you're at the Alamo. I'm like, okay, movie, I love it. I'm here for it.
So we go to the Alamo. He gets stuck on, like, a freaking tour, and he tries to ask this is one thing I will say about this movie. There were a lot of, like, tiny little callback moments where things that Pee-wee said or did that were, like, jerky, as I would call it, were then repeated by other characters later on, where he was on the other end of it. And then I was like, oh, so you're, like, learning how stupid you sounded.
Yes.
But I don't know if he always did, but that was, I think, the point. So that happens here, where he's, like, tries to ask a question. Like, he's like, questions at the end, which is what he said during his basement kidnapping session with everyone. And we go on a lovely little tour of the Alamo where they talk about corn, Bridge.
Okay, wait, this is an SNL character, Jan Hooks.
What?
Yes, and I thought she was, like, brilliant in this.
I wrote, Tina's a great tour guide, I gotta say. I learned a lot.
Gotta say, Tina, nailing it. But I will say, it reminded me of Mom and I when we did, like, college visits.
Oh, God.
We would go and do, like, a tour like this, and Mom was like Pee-wee, like, she couldn't stand how slow it was.
She's like, question! They're like,
yeah. And she's like eye rolling in the back, and then at some point we would just never do the tours and leave them, because she was like, I understand how these are set up. I will give you the tour. I was like, this is amazing.
That's so funny.
And it reminded me of that.
But he basically gets to the end of the tour, finally asks this question, where's the basement? And then the lady's like, there's no basement at the Alamo. And then everyone laughs at him. And then he runs away.
Ouch.
And I was like, woof. But don't worry, Bridge, because he then immediately sees Simone, who in 1 hour was like, all right, Pee-wee convinced me. I'm off to Paris. I'm going on a bus. Wait, out of Paris, okay. By the way. I don't know how we're going to get there.
Had to get on a train to Texas to get on a bus to Paris. I don't think Simone's going to Paris.
I think Simone's lost. I think Simone got swindled on
Paris,
Craigslist.
Texas, and got the wrong ticket, okay?
Something's wrong. It's not good.
Oh my
Pee-wee
God.
has, like, he's got no money. He's like, oh, man, I don't know where this bike is. I'm stuck. He ends up on a bull. He gets amnesia, but it's not amnesia. It's just a joke for him to say, I remember the Alamo, and then everyone cheers.
Well, and then he had this, like, super annoying conversation with Dottie where he calls her.
Yeah. Oh,
and he is like, I learned humility. And I was like, okay, I'm listening. This is cool. But then he quickly is like, will you help me find my bike? And can you get me a bus ticket?
Yeah.
And then she goes, how about we settle at the drive-in? And he hated it. I thought, excuse me? Who
I know. He, like,
you?
Because he starts off apologizing, and I was like, oh, thank God, we learned lessons. But then he's like, I'm not going to drive-in, Simone. And I was like, what? What's wrong with the drive-in?
What is his deal?
What? I don't know.
But Andy's back chasing him, and it's just like you said, chaos, rise a bull, no one knows what's happening. He puts on heels and sings dances to tequila.
The biker bar. I knew there was a weird dance scene in this movie, because that was another thing
that is his dance. You know, like the 2 fists in the front, the 2 fists in the back. That's like a Pee-wee Herman dance.
But like, why?
Who's diagnosing this character? I'm saying is, what is the diagnosis of this character?
I have questions. But somehow that works, and then someone gives them their motorcycle, and they're like, go on, Pee-wee, go find your bike.
Let me
and
tell
I'm like,
you.
that's a lot. We gotta relax. But Pee-wee immediately crashes into a sign, and then has to go to the hospital, and I was like, okay, I appreciate the realism again. Thank you. So when he's in the hospital, this is like a TV show, I guess?
Well, he has a dream again. He has so many dream sequences where the bike is like from Brave Little Toaster, the claw thing, got the bike.
And this was like Clown Doctor, like Brave Little Toaster,
awful.
Clown Firefighter.
Awful.
Whoa. It was a lot.
When he wakes up, there is a TV in his room, and it's showing like a Hollywood show with this like little star, who, by the way, is the brother in the Wonder Years.
Yes!
And
that's so weird.
Has his bike, and he's like, there's my bike! I'm gonna go to Warner Brothers Studios. That happens to be, down the block? What state are we in? Are we in Paris?
Lost. We take a bus to Paris. I don't know. Absolutely no idea.
What hospital is this? It's so confusing.
This is the part of the movie where Warner Brothers is like, we're gonna save money and just film our studio lot. Yes. And like, we're not gonna pay anyone extra.
We don't know how this is gonna go. This is a pretty annoying dude. Like, who is gonna like this movie?
They're like, we're just gonna release Pee-wee on the lot and just film it in real time and see what happens.
And it was pretty funny, I gotta say.
It was. He dresses up as a nun in this freaking scene. Like, he's on the set of this show that they're filming. He's dressed as a nun. The bike is right there. And the little kid, or not the he's not little. He's probably like 10 or 12. And he's like, wow, this bike being given to me as a gift makes me really want to be charitable and I want to donate it. And then Pee-wee goes, wow, I'm so inspired. I'm going to go do something too. Let me take this bike. Or he goes, I'm going to go get a paper route. Bye. And he takes the bike. And everyone's like, what? And yeah, now it's just him literally biking through all these different sets.
Danny Elfman plays like Wicked Witch, like dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Like, there were so many good musical hints.
Oh my god.
In this.
We saw Godzilla at one point, and Santa.
It gave me Roger Rabbit vibes.
Ooh, yeah.
Literally just chaos. A boat's chasing him. Santa Claus is chasing him.
Twisted Sister's there too.
Oh my
what the F?
His bike flies like E.T.
Oh my god, he does the
he does.
This is awesome.
I was like, okay, this is like you have to be on drugs and it's trippy, but I dug it. And then he gets to the burning pet shop. Okay, what's happening?
I don't know, because that wasn't on the. I don't think that was on the studio lot. And I was like, why aren't there any humans here? What's going on? Well, I hate this.
And I thought, okay, this is why people like Pee-wee, because he like saves animals, I guess.
Is that...
But it was a really tedious
Is that what he's known for?
Like,
because he abandoned his dog with Dottie, so I don't know if we could say that.
But like, it was like he'd go in, let a monkey out, go back in. I was like, how long is this firefighting rescue mission gonna take?
It was pretty long.
It was so long, and I thought, well, where's your bike? You're Mr. I'm obsessed with my bike.
I think that was supposed to be the, do you save your bike or do you save a burning building of animals?
What, to your point, he didn't give a crap about Speck.
He didn't. I don't know why a monkey was in the pet store, but fine. It's all fine. And he saves literally every animal. And then this immediately leads him to then have a meeting with a studio executive who's like, Pee-wee, I'm going to turn your journey into a movie. And I thought... Well, he is a white man, so...
Honestly, Kate...
It might be real.
If you want to try that tactic for us to get a movie deal, I'm game.
I just bust in and I'm like, you guys will never believe the journey I had. Also, I'm dressed in drag like a man, so listen to me more. And they probably will.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't even know. So, he gets to keep his bike.
Wow.
He gets a movie made about him that gets played at the drive-in. LOL. And then all of the people he met along the way are at this drive-in movie
It's
premiere.
So funny.
Except, you know who wasn't there? I wanted all the animals from the pet shop to be there.
Okay.
He meant that too. I wanted the monkey there.
I agree.
Little snakes.
Yeah. Oh,
dogs.
Snakes. Oh, God.
I don't know.
Wow.
But, yeah, and then Dottie still doesn't make out with Pee-wee, but she was really horny for him.
I don't know.
That's that.
But I did love that the fake Pee-wee movie was not Pee-wee's personality, voice, and or anything to do with him. So I thought, I kind of want to see that movie.
Yeah, and wasn't that a Brolin? Was the fake Pee-wee?
James Brolin.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Josh Brolin's dad.
Wow, crazy. Who's a handsome guy. My God.
Yeah, Roush.
Wow. Roush,
so that's,
you know that episode.
That's Pee-wee. What do you think, Bridge? Would you watch or don't watch?
I think you should skip the first 30 minutes of this movie and watch it. What do you think?
Yeah, because then it's only an hour you gotta watch, and that's always...
But then it doesn't become like you gotta watch it anymore. I'm entertained. The beginning, I felt like, oh my God, I have to watch this. We're gonna give Ryan a stern email, and then the last hour, I was like, just kidding. That was pretty fun. So, like, watch it, but skip. What do you think?
I think that's fair to say. And am I watching it a lot?
No, you can't. This is too much.
No, but it's like, whatever. Yeah. I watched it once, so.
Yeah.
So yeah, woo!
Yeah, I mean, it's fun. It's silly. But his character is like, it doesn't hold up for me. I'm like, you're annoying as hell. The only time I liked Pee-wee Herman was when he was in the movie Blow. Or Paul, whatever his actor's name is. He was in the movie Blow. He was a great character. I have not seen that
in so long.
Oh my God. Well, maybe we should add it to the repertoire because it's nostalgic. I don't know. Anyways.
Oh.
Hit it, Kate.
Well, Bridge, I have the next pick. And it's not that movie that you just said.
Wow.
So our next episode is a big number, I guess, is how we're going to classify this. It is our 150 episode.
Woo!
Which I feel like means, and this is kind of true, we're close to our 3-year anniversary, which is like crazy.
Wow.
We did take like some breaks somewhere in there, so I don't know. But I wanted to pick a movie that for our family had relevance, that I think we watched a lot all together in our giant van with a TV in it.
Oh my God.
And this movie is from 1996. It is family friendly, but there's no Pee-wee's, Bridge. Don't worry. It does kind of have an 80s children's movie vibe, though.
Oh boy.
With its tone. It is rated PG. I'm gonna read you the one sentence and you're gonna know what's happening. Oh my God! One of the words in this is... Oh my God. Okay. A girl gifted with keen intellect and psychic powers uses both to deal with her crude, distant family and free her kind teacher from their sadistic Headmistress. Bridge, we're gonna watch Matilda, which is based on our little sister Mary, who actually was Matilda and raised herself.
Do we have to get Mary to come?
Possibly.
Mary, are you listening?
We might need that. Mary? Hello?
Hello? I
Matilda.
hope you're ready. We're giving you a text call.
They did have the same haircut for a while. I know.
I love this movie. And then we saw it on Broadway, Kate.
Oh my god, we did see it on Broadway!
It was so good.
Oh my god.
Loved it.
Yeah, it kind of had like a little bit, I don't want to say a revival, but like Netflix recently had the Broadway version of it made into a movie that is on Netflix. Wow. I haven't seen it, but I heard it was good.
Wow.
This is directed by Danny DeVito. Danny DeVito, I love your work. Bless your heart.
New Jersey guy through and through. Love him.
Oh my gosh. And his real life wife, Rhea Perlman, is his movie wife. And
this
Mara
is
Wilson.
such a good movie. I can't wait to watch this.
And this is based on the Roald Dahl novel of the same name. And yeah, it's a little dark with Trunchbull. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. Amazing pick, Kate.
Thank you so much.
Wow.
Thank you so much.
Should we thank Ryan and, close this puppy up? What do you think?
Ryan.
Wow.
Thank you so much. You had mentioned you're a longtime listener, which means we love you extra more. And you also said that this was your first recommendation that you ever gave us was Pee-wee. So I hope we, did justice for you.
Tell him Marge sent you.
Marge, not Big Bertha. Who the fuck is
Tell
that?
him Big Bertha's not here.
That's what I'm going to tell children when I'm an old senile lady. Like, tell Big Bertha. And they're like, but your name isn't Bertha. Oh, okay. Oh, God. Well, Bridge.
Yeah?
Just want to say.
Yeah?
If you had your bike stolen and you liked your bike a lot.
Wow.
I don't know. I would hold a weird underground meeting where I would invite everyone we know in a dark basement. Nobody would know what they're walking into, and I would keep everyone there as I went through 26 points of evidence about your bike.
Wow.
To hopefully get it back. Because I love you.
That was definitely about me. Thank you so much.
It was. Secretly.
Kate, if you were thinking about renovating your existing house, and you thought, wouldn't it be cool to add a weird sized tub / mini pool / we don't know, I would call the company that built this pool, get them over to you, and have you build a pool like this so you could have a weird bath time / pool / be like an 80s superstar kid.
Wow! Honestly, it's like
kind of
moved up a little bit on the life bucket list after this rewatch.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, I would love that. Oh my god. And listeners, if you also would love a big bath, but it's really a swimming pool, but I don't know.
But it's the 80s,
whatever you
so
want to
no
call
one knows.
it. You want that. And if you think that when your shit gets stolen, you want to perturb everyone else
to,
get it back.
Get it back.
And if you think that you can't get to Paris on a bus, which you really can't.
You cannot.
Unless you're in Europe, I suppose. So
Which, who knows?
I don't know how Simone's doing now, but you should write us a review.
Hey!
We love reviews. We love written reviews. You can review us on Apple Podcasts, along with some other podcasting apps. We also have a website, sisterswhoseenit.com. On our website, you can request a movie. So Pee-wee's Big Adventure was recommended by Ryan, and he followed the directions. Woo! Ryan.
Woo!
Ryan went on the website, filled out the form, and it went on the list, and oh my god.
Drink every time you heard Ryan's name today. Hey.
Ryan. So that could be you, listeners. All right, so get on there with any recommendations that you may have. We do put the recommendations on a list, and then we kind of just pick what we feel like. It will be done.
We don't have a
eventually.
System, but we get there. Okay.
Yes.
So,
Bridge, what else can they do on our website?
They can buy us coffee, which is money, and we will pay Pee-wee Herman to never do his character again. I'm just kidding.
Wow.
And there's also merchandise, and I feel like, there could be like a funny one with Pee-wee Herman lines. Like, oh my god, I gotta think about that one. But there's all sorts of silly stuff in there. You could buy Sisters Who've Seen It stuff. You could buy inside jokes from movies. Check it out. It's a fun, personal original gift. Oh my goodness. Check it out.
Woo! Yes, so check all that out, listeners, and we hope to hear from you. All right, well, we'll see you all next week for Matilda.
Wow!
Which, this is another familial connection, and this is a good setup for how our family works. The current 2 dogs that our parents have, one already had the name Honey, who was the mommy, and then we were adopting the puppy, who I don't remember what her name originally was, but I had said we should name the puppy Matilda, and our little sister Mary, who was probably very young at the time, was like, I want to name it Brownie. It's a white dog, listeners. It's not brown. So Mom said we're going to compromise and call her Maddie.
Wow.
So she really is Matilda, and then Honey as in Miss Honey.
Wow. Mary.
It was because Mary
Shots
wanted
fired,
Brownie.
Mary. Shots
Mary,
fired, Mary.
I won't let it go.
Defend
okay?
yourself, Mary.
I'll bring it up again years and years. Love you, Mary.
Wow.
Yep.
This was fun. As usual, Kate, I always have a good time with you.
I love you.
I love you so much. Goodbye.
I love you.
Goodbye, everybody. See ya.
Whoa.
Goodbye.
Bye.
I love you.
Tell them Large Marge sent you.
Big Bertha. Goodbye. Love you.
Thanks for tuning in to Sisters Who've Seen It. You can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Check out our website at sisterswho'veseenit.com, where you can email us, request movies to be reviewed, and keep up to date with all things sisters. Also, make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. See you next week.